Hello students, today I'll be discussing bacterial infections of oral cavity. The oral cavity is a portal of entry for many pathogens. One such infections are caused by bacteria. So a definite diagnosis of oral infections is mandatory, requires a collection of the data that like clinical signs, symptoms, past medical, dental, social history of the patient along with the laboratory findings. Now to classify bacterial infections, I'll be taking up actinomycosis, anthrax, meningococcal meningitis, chondroitia, tuberculosis, leprosy, syphilis, brucellosis, and granuloma inguinale. For the easy purpose, I'll be today teaching till tuberculosis. Actinomycosis is an endogenous granulomatous disease caused by Actinomyces israelii. The predisposing factors are trauma to the jaw, tooth extraction, and teeth with gangrenous pulp. Actinomycosis cannot be transmitted from human to human. The oral findings are the swelling, which is either localized or diffuse. If untreated, it may progress into discharging sinuses. Pain, multiple discharging sinuses, trismus, pyrexia, fibrosis, and presence of the infected teeth are the clinical features. Laboratory findings, as we all know, sulfur granules are seen, which are so called due to their yellow granular appearance from the fluctuant abscess. We performed the gram staining on this, and on the gram staining, it revealed moderate to large clumps of the gram positive filaments. The treatment involves the removal of the offending tooth. Penicillin is the treatment of choice. If you want to go with injectable penicillin, you can give ampicillin. If you want to go with the oral, you can give amoxicillin to the patient. If the patient is being allergic to such drug, we have options of erythromycin, tetracycline, and clindamycin. Next is anthrax. It is caused by Bacillus anthracis. It is primarily a disease of animals and is now extremely rare. The clinical findings are pulmonary anthrax, which is a wool-sorter's disease. It is a life-threatening pneumonia caused by inhalation of spores. Actually, the polyglutamic acid of the capsule of the anthrax bacteria is antiphagocytus. That's why this is dangerous bacteria. And now these bacteria are being used in the biological warfare also. The infection may cause malignant pustule. Oral findings: pain, multiple swelling, edema, extensive loss of alveolar bone, vesicular lesions, as you can see on the lower lip in the picture, sore throat, dysphagia, and gingival bleeding. Lab, again a swab and a smear is being required, and penicillin is the treatment of choice. Chondroitia is caused by Neisseria chondroitia, transmitted by the sexual activity, and the lesions occur in the genitalia first, follow the anal canal, then the oral cavity. Disease is being caused by adherence of the Neisseria bacteria to either to the genitalia or to the oral mucosa. The findings include it is being variable. The patient usually complains of the burning or the itchy sensation in the mouth within 24 to 48 hours to the acute pain. Foul oral taste, fetid breath, some mandibular lymph nodes are usually enlarged, pyrexia, tonsillitis, vesiculopustular hemorrhagic ulcerative lesions. The lesion is white, yellow, or gray in color, easily removed by scraping and leave behind a bleeding surface. The lab findings are lesion is being scraped and it is not being stained on gram staining. Now here we have Martin Lewis culture for the staining, and penicillin is not given in gonorrhea. Here third generation cephalosporins are given because the bacteria is resistant to penicillin. Tuberculosis. It's a very important disease. It's an infectious disease caused by Mycobacterium tuberculosis. It spreads through droplet infection. It is a contagious bacterial disease, involves the lungs, but also involves the other tissue, lymph, central nervous system, pericardium, and the liver. If you go to the clinical features, there is a productive cough, hemoptysis, dyspnea, and orthopnea. We call it a tuberculosis if a cough with thick, cloudy, and sometimes bloody mucus comes for more than 2 weeks. This could keep getting worse with time and become uncontrollable. Other findings are fever, loss of weight, appetite, energy loss, evening rise of temperature, very important finding, chest pain, difficulty in breathing, nausea, night sweat. The chest x-ray revealed typical apical activity with pleural effusion. The clinical features are tuberculous ulcer, as I already keep you telling in the clinics. The tuberculous ulcer has undermined edges, so here it is. There's a pale granulation tissue, and the ulcer spread in and destroys the subcutaneous tissue faster than the skin. That's why it has a undermined edges. The main symptoms are central nervous system, appetite loss, fatigue, lung, chest pain, cough, skin, night sweats, and pallor. Oral manifestation, as already discussed, we have the tuberculous ulcer and chronic osteomyelitis. Other findings include the sentinel tubercles. They are tiny single multiple nodules surrounding the ulcer. On the tongue, the common site are the lateral border of the tongue, tip of the tongue, and anterior dorsum, followed by ventral surface. The gingival lesion may present as exuberant granulation tissue as mucosal erosions. If it spread to the salivary gland, parotid is the most commonly affected, and tuberculous sour laminitis may result. Different forms of TB, we have, you can note it down. Pott's disease is a TB of spine. Kingsevil is a lymph nodes, very important one. Tuberculous lymphadenitis is a chronic specific granulomatous inflammation of the neck region. Now here are the stages: stage of lymphadenitis, periadenitis, cold abscess, collar stud abscess in which it protrudes out, and sinus formation, non-healing sinus usually, and the healing by calcification and scarring in later stages. Various specimens can be taken up: sputum, pleural, urine, stool, CSF. Laboratory staining is a Zeal nasal staining. This is the reporting of Zeal nasal staining. After that, we can have the Oramin Rhodamin staining also. Adenosine deaminase test, cultures on the LJ media, polymerase chain reaction, fast black plaque technique, guinea pig inoculation. Serological diagnosis is being done by BACTEC, ELISA, and the rapid testing. Now, there it is an infectious disease. So, what are the infection control measures? It is killed at a temperature of 60 degrees centigrade. In cultures, it may be killed by exposure to direct sunlight. Tuberculous bacilli is resistant to chemical disinfectants like these. Step 1 is to screen the patient, then educate about the hygiene and separate the patient. Treatment is, as you all know, we have categories of 4 categories, and the patient is having the initial phase, continuation phase, and the follow-up phase. Category 1 includes the patients which are new treated smear positive of TB. 2 are smear positive failure relapse cases. 3 new cases of smear negative pulmonary TB. 4 are the chronic or the multiple drug resistance. Various drugs are given: isoniazid, rifampicin, parazinamide, ethambutol, and streptomycin. The second line of treatment, we go with fluoroquinolones, aminoglycosides. The third line, rifabutin, thioacetone. Thank you.